are starting the chapter 3, the relational database model. Here, if you had a thorough look on all the chapters in your book, you could see that most of the book chapters are based on the relational database model. So, the answer to that question is quite simply that the relational database model has a very successful track record and it is the dominant database model in the market. So these are some of the learning objectives that we are going to achieve in this chapter. First, we are going to learn about the basic relational database model, then the components, its structure, characteristics, then various operators used in relational database, some portion of data dictionary, entities, relationships, all these concepts we are going to cover in this chapter. So let's see what is the logical view of data. So relational database model enables the logical representation of data and its relationships. So you can say that I have been saying database, table, entities, attributes. So what is the difference between a database and a table? A table is a logical structure that represents an entity set and is only one of the components of a database. The database is a structure that houses one or more tables and metadata. The metadata are the data about that data that you already know, and it include the data attribute characteristics and the relationship between the entity sets. So as far as a table is considered, the table contains a group of related entity occurrences, which is also called as entity set. So let's say you can take an example. So student table contains a collection of entity occurrences, each representing a student. In student table, you have multiple instances of multiple students. Now, the next, these are some of the characteristics of the relational table. Here, let's see this student table with some attribute values. So here, the list it explains about all the columns in the given student table or database. So a table is perceived or understood as a two-dimensional structure composed of rows and columns. Here each row is termed as a record and each column can be defined as the attribute or the characteristics of the given table or the database. So each table row represents a single entity occurrence within the entity set in this table. Each column represents an attribute and each column has a distinct name. Each intersection of a row and column represents a single data value. All values in a column must conform to the same data format. Each column has a specific range of values known as attribute domain. So see here the student DOB, date of birth, is in a domain in a certain range. The order of the rows and columns is immaterial to DBMS. You can follow any sort of ordering. And each table must have an attribute or combination of attribute that uniquely identifies each row. Okay, so these are some of the characteristics of the given of any relational database model or a table. So see here, as I told you, table means set of columns and rows. Each row is nothing but a single entity occurrence, and each attribute should be having a distinct name. So see, DBMS supports different types of data types. Mostly we use numeric, character, date, logical, and these are some of the examples for each one of them. It depends on what type of attribute you want and what type of data you want to put in it. Now, I will later come to primary key. We will go into detail about that. So before going to primary key, you need to understand what is a key. So a key can consist of one or more attributes that determine other attributes. So it ensures that each row in a table is uniquely identifiable and establish relationships among tables and to ensure the integrity or stability of the data. And primary key, you can see here all the student numbers, stu num attribute values are distinct, they are unique, so which can uniquely identify each row in this table. And this is nothing but your primary key. So a primary key can be an attribute or combination of attributes that uniquely identifies a row.